Hello, this is Dave, and welcome to Equity Story. Just having a look here at the ASX 200 on a daily chart, and as you can see, we've got a nice little sort of buy signal forming. It's starting to look pretty good. The banks are obviously helping the ASX 200 at the moment, looking quite bullish actually. I'll talk about that in a while, and I think obviously that sort of 5,500 should be on the cards this week, and maybe even a little bit higher. We do have a feeling that the Dow's got at least sort of another sort of 200 points in it, maybe a little bit more before it comes back. And we are expecting. I mean, stocks always do come back and retest moving averages, and we are expecting this obviously fairly sometime in the next few weeks to have a little bit. Sometime in the next 2 weeks, I'd say, come back and have a little bit of a pullback. I suppose when you actually look at things like the VIX. When you get the VIX around even 13, you've got to be cautious. And at the moment, it's about 11. I think the market is, for me, just that's a little bit too relaxed. A little bit when the market gets like this, a little bit sort of content, and obviously this is when the sentiment can change pretty quickly. So the VIX is giving us a few signs. We need to be a little bit careful, and certainly. And we are being careful. I mean, we're not really trending much at the moment. Reason we just want to see. I just want to see this pullback, and then we'll get into some more trends. I'm going to most probably tomorrow with FXL take some profits. Bapcor starting to move very nicely, and this is why sometimes we get a little bit criticized at Equity Story for holding trends, and we're not day trading, and sometimes we will hold trends for 3 or 4 months or 5 months or 6 months. If we make 20% or 25% in 8 months, I'm happy. Bapcor, it's came down on us. It's done what a lot of stocks have actually done on us recently, but these are good stories. I'd still much rather be in good stories that have come back a little bit and started testing long-term moving averages than sort of recovery stocks that have sort of come up from nothing without, which don't have good earnings and are not good stories. For me, something like Bapcor is just doing what great stories like Magellan did sort of a few years ago. I mean, you can see Magellan having that sort of nice move up similar to Bapcor, and then it sort of comes back, just plays with that long-term moving average, just plays with it, comes back, and then the story's back on. So the good stories will keep on trending, and certainly I think stories like Bapcor are good stories, and they will keep on trending. And so are quite a few of the others that we're sort of holding at the moment. The good stories that keep on trending, obviously, the Ramsay Healthcares, the classics, the Domino's, and we're in the classics because the Hansons, although it's been a little bit weak today, but this is a weekly chart. This should recover next few days. The Aristocrats. The reason we're trending these stocks is we're not particularly confident generally on the market. So we're in all the old sort of strong, very bullish stocks. We're in ALQ, just paid us a dividend. That's a little bit of a, playing a little bit of a sort of the BHP, the obviously resources story on this one at the moment, and obviously we've got a target price of $7, as do quite a few of the brokers. I think. What we might do, like I said, take a profit with FXL, and certainly we're going to be looking to add some of the banks. The banks are actually looking pretty good at the moment, and a little bit annoyed with myself. Like a few months ago, about a month, 2 months ago, I had a feeling that the banks were turning. I cut those trends a little bit too soon, and so one or two of these I think are looking actually really, really good. Certainly ANZ, I think, got a really good trend. So looks like we will be adding one of those banks as a trending stock possibly tomorrow, and I think possibly we'll take profits on FXL, and with Aristocrat has also just given us a dividend, and obviously the share price is doing well for us. I think if we can get to $16 plus the div, we can make a nice sort of nice 8% fairly quickly out of Aristocrat over the next week or so. So I think it looks fine. Happy to hold the gold. I just want to talk about the bear and the BBUS because I'm sort of, I think sometimes Equity Story subconsciously we do things and I need to explain them. And I just want to show you, this is the Dow, and I want to sort of talk to you about always having a little bit of a hedge in your portfolio. There's the Dow in 1998. Here's the Dow in 2002, and again in 2008. And now we've had this great run up. Obviously, the low interest rates, and now a bit of the Trump pump. Now we think next year we're gonna have another run up at one stage, even if we come down, which possibly we can have this. Often the markets will come periodically and test that 200-day moving average. I think that could be. I did think it was possibly going to be on the cards a few weeks ago. Not so sure now, but I think we'll definitely have possibly at least a 5% fallback. But one thing I can totally guarantee is, even though I think next year will be good and we will run up, sometime maybe towards the end of the year we're going to be back here, maybe 10,000 or 12,000. The next big recession, the next 2008 is going to be a lot worse, and as you can see, the market will always come back to these levels. So at some time with the bear and the BBUS, if we have a big fallback, obviously next 2 months we'll collect on that trade, but certainly sometime in the next year we're going to, and if the market keeps bubbling up, I just might add a little bit more, because sometime in the next 2-3 years we're going to collect on having the bear and the BBUS a little bit in our portfolio. And I can't guarantee anything, but what I can say, it would be very, very, very surprising if sometime in the next 2 years we're not back down to 12 or 10,000 on the Dow. Very, very, very surprising, and would be pretty sort of how you'd say pretty rare for the stock market not to do that. So we've had 6, 7, 8 years with a good run, so we feel very positive about having the bear and the BBUS, a bit of it, just a little bit of a hedge. We like our gold. We believe gold will have its day in the next 2 years. So for us, it's an important part, I think, of what we're going to be doing in the future. Just have a look at 2 stocks, Cassini. It's going to be exciting. This is the story about these 10 baggers. Is just time. I mean, this one we've had on as a buy around 7 cents. Very exciting, possibly the biggest under-discovered nickel and copper mine, or the biggest discovery I think in 30 years. They've got a deal with Oz Minerals at the moment of putting $30 million in to drill the project up, then hopefully make a decision. They'll take this large mine into production. They've got some drill results coming out, and the drill results are a little area called One Tree. It's quite exciting because they've expected Cassini before that there could be some excellent sort of drill results coming out of this One Tree product, and at the moment they're in a trading halt, and they're coming out tomorrow. And I think if that's a good report, I think Cassini could have a fantastic move up. What that would do is obviously confirm, Oz Minerals would definitely come in and take this project to market, and Cassini could own 30% of one of the biggest copper and nickel mines in production in Australia. And when you look at their market cap now, about 10 million, this could be a really exciting story going forward, and that's why it's a equity story 10 bagger. The other story I'd like to talk about just quickly before you go tonight is Locality Planning. Again, what an incredible report they put out today. I mean, this is a little bit tough at the moment, and you can see Locality Planning again. They've grown their billing by another sort of 10.2%. This company, all it's done all year is perform. And if you don't know the Locality Planning story, what they do is they go into sort of big strata developments. They basically reduce their margins are still pretty good, around 30%, and basically by having a different system, they reduce electricity bills for strata developments around sort of, I think it's around 30%. And obviously this company is growing very, very quickly. I think this company would be already now sort of a 3 cents or 4 cents, even a 6 cents play. There's been a lot of playing around with the share price. I don't know if it's sort of people. I know there's one broking house that's buying millions and millions of shares in this and selling a little bit. I think there has been a bit of that going on, a little bit of certain people controlling the share price in the company. But it's certainly a very exciting. All you can ask for, as this company keeps getting more and more sort of GWH or GW or gigawatts under contract, I think it's just going to go from strength to strength, and it's it's certainly it's a sort of a long-term story, but at the moment it's trading at what, sort of 2.5 cents, and I'd be very, very surprised if this doesn't have a good move up next year. That's all I've got to say tonight on Equity Story. I look forward to bringing you this report tomorrow. Thank you. Good night.